In her previous life, the enemy general led his troops to storm the imperial palace. The empress chose not to flee, deciding to stay by the emperor's side until death. However, the emperor thrust his sword into her body, claiming he could not bear to let the general take her. Only then did the girl realize he didn't love her, but her loyalty as an empress. She was roughly pushed out. The next second, the general's sword pierced her body. As she saw the general's stunned expression, she closed her eyes with tears. However, she was shocked to find herself reborn and in the middle of a wedding ceremony. There was no groom, only the general's sword placed before her. It turned out the girl's family had betrayed the general on the battlefield, leading to the tragic deaths of his father and brother. To seek forgiveness, they offered the most beautiful girl to the general. Her maid had applied a fragrant balm to her skin, hoping it would win his favor. But the general's hatred never faded. He had long decided to kill the girl on their wedding night. However, the moment he saw her, he froze and withdrew his sword. The general told himself that he simply didn't wish to harm a young woman. Unexpectedly, the girl walked boldly toward him, starting taking off his robes. She gently kissed his neck, then looked up with an innocent expression. The general immediately restrained her, declaring he would never forgive her family. Hearing this, the girl pulled out a hairpin and pointed it at her own heart. She vowed to repay her family's debt with her life, then stabbed hard. The general quickly released and stopped her. At that moment, the girl knew she had won the bet. He didn't truly hate her. The general stated coldly that he just didn't want to kill women, then he left. The next day, the girl followed the general to meet his family. His grandmother wished them a happy marriage, hoping it would end the feud. But only the general knew this marriage was merely a pretense to let him rest from the battlefield, and they never planned to accept the girl. Meanwhile, a scheming woman grew jealous. Why did the girl get the general she loved so deeply? She secretly tampered with the general's teacup, then waited outside his room for his return. That night, the general burst into the girl's chamber and ordered her to serve him. The girl realized he had lost his senses, using all her strength to push him away. This briefly brought the general back to his sanity. He went to take an ice bath to ease the burning sensation. When he woke again, he felt deeply guilty for having harmed the girl, but just then, he noticed a strange fragrant bomb on the table. The general immediately assumed it was all the girl's scheme, and now she was pretending to be a victim to gain his pity. Enraged, he ordered the girl to leave and return to her homeland. However, the girl's carriage was ambushed on the road. When she woke, the man before her was the prince, who was the same emperor from her previous life. The prince explained he had come to rescue her, but the girl knew he only wanted to lure the general into the city, where explosives had been planted. After a while, the general followed the carriage tracks to the city gate. He had already learned everything was done by the scheming woman and regretted wronging the girl. Suddenly, he saw flames rising inside the city. It turned out the girl had lit the room on fire to warn him of the ambush. She fled in panic, but the prince soon caught up. The general heard the commotion and rushed over, blocking the only city gate exit. Seeing this, the prince urged the girl to turn back, saying the general would surely kill her. The general called for her to come to him, though he knew she no longer trusted him. At that moment, the girl remembered her tragic death in her past life. She turned to the prince. Before he could rejoice, she shouted that he was too selfish, only wanting to trap her in a cage. The next second, she ran toward the general without hesitation.